In this video, I am going to discuss the things I wish I knew before starting in this industry and what I've learned in the 5 years that I've been in this specific niche of assisted living, behavioral health, transitional housing, etc. So if you're interested, make sure to stick around. What is going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. If you're new here, my name is Serge. Welcome to the channel. To all my reoccurring viewers, thank you so much for all the love and support that each and every single one of you have shown me. And if you have not yet, make sure to go check out the God Made podcast on most streaming platforms. Also, feel free to go check out legionassistedlivingacademy.com, where I teach how to start your own facility from A to Z. Also, you can book a one-on-one mentorship call with me at legionassistedlivingacademy.com or in the link of the description of this video. Also, feel free to look and see if you want to book a full day with myself, and that is where we will spend the day, go to the facilities that I currently have, and discuss any questions that you may have, especially in regards to starting your own facility. So make sure to either reach out to me or go check that out at legionassistedlivingacademy.com. And also, if you have not yet, make sure to go check out Valley ALF Ventures on Instagram. Also, feel free to check out valleyalfventures.com if you are a limited partner looking to passively invest in this space, or if you're an operator looking to expand or sell your facility. We would love to have a conversation with you. And also, if you're looking to do placement in the greater Phoenix area, feel free to reach out to us on valleyalfventures.com as well. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the topic of this video. So I want to discuss the things I wish I knew before I actually got into this industry. And one of the main first things that I want to talk about is certification. Certification is something I wish I would have known right off the bat that I went and got. So that would be any caregiving certification, first aid and CPR certification, getting your fingerprint clearance card. Also, if you are going to potentially manage your home in the beginning, or potentially just have your managers or administrator certification, also having that just in case you ever need it, and that way you can know exactly what you need to do when your manager or administrator steps away or is no longer going to work there. So I would have done all my certification up front before I even went and started any facility at all, which I didn't, although I had my nursing degree, but that wasn't enough. I needed to go get certified in all this other stuff, and that was state specific to here at where I started my first facility in Mesa, Arizona. So I would have done that from the very beginning, and that is something I encourage every individual do before going and starting their facility. Now, it's not necessary and recommended that you always do that, but it's definitely something I do personally recommend to each individual, just because it does help alleviate any type of concerns or any type of doubt that you may have in your mind of, am I actually capable of taking care of anybody, right? And so being able to have those certifications and being able to actually tell family that you have these certification is a very, gives peace of mind to a lot of these individuals, and especially the families that you're going to tour, and also for yourself. Now, the second thing I would have done is potentially go and volunteer at some facility of the caliber of what I wanted to start, and just volunteer. It's not like you need to go and get hired there. Yes, you could go and potentially even get a job and work and learn the ins and outs of being a caregiver or even administrator or manager, because you could do that as an assistant manager maybe, or an assistant administrator, and just really learn the ins and outs of the business, because that will save you a ton of time and a ton of headache when it comes to running your own facility. So that is something to also keep in mind. Another thing I probably would have done at the very beginning, so let's kind of give a quick recap. Go get your certifications, go either volunteer or work for somebody and gain that experience. And thirdly, I would have definitely networked with other care homeowners and also people within this community, maybe not just care homeowners, but people who could potentially be someone that you get clients from. So hospice, home health individuals, case managers, social workers, etc. I would have just went and networked with them before going and starting my facility, just because you would have those relationships and you would start building those relationships before you start your facility, because for when the time comes that you start your facility, you would have those and you can rely on those relationships to start bringing you clients, and you can invite them to your open house when you start your facility. And so the fourth thing I would have also done is really looked into the market research of where I'm going to potentially start a home, and just really gauge and talk to individuals in those areas and see how it's going for them. That would have helped me out a lot, but at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. Because when I first started and jumped right into it, all these things I'm talking about, I did not do. And looking back now, I would have probably saved myself so much more headache and so much more time. But again, you learn through the mistakes that you make. And so fortunately for me, the area that I ended up starting my very first facility just happened to be a really good area. And I always had my beds full, and I always got the rates that I wanted. And I built great relationships within that area and throughout the rest of the Valley of Phoenix. And just with time, it worked out. And it wasn't something that I look back and regret. But I will say the home that I did start from the very first home that I started, that many of you guys have seen from the very beginning of my channel, that home just was not situated well. And that was something I could have easily avoided had I just done a little bit more research and continued to look at other homes and talk to other care homeowners. I would have been, for one thing, there was never good parking there. I always had issues with neighbors. It was a patio house. And ironically enough, that home is still operating as a care home, and it's still doing really well. And we're charging premium rates there. And so regardless, with all that being said, I would have just been able to have a better situation. And fifth and final thing that I want to talk about is really investing in yourself, investing in mentors, investing in content, and just really trying to figure out a way to network and really compensate somebody for their time and for their knowledge. At the time, I just wasn't able to afford, right? And I think a lot of people are in that position. I couldn't afford the things that were at that time available. And so for me, I just really had to grit it out and really persevere and learn on my own skin. And so I did try to go to the different conferences, and yes, did it help a little bit from a networking standpoint? Of course it did. But as far as being able to rely on someone that could really share their expertise out of the goodness of their heart and not just out of a selfish place, or how can I try to milk anything out of this individual, right? That I wish I would have had that. And for me, that is why I do offer the mentorship calls. That is why I do offer the course. That's why I do offer the in-day person training with myself, and you can come spend the full day with myself. I would have for sure figured out a way to pay for that stuff if it was available. Just the things that was completely out of budget. So that would be the fifth and final thing I would highly suggest for a lot of people getting into this industry, because you will learn a lot from people who have been in it a lot longer than you have really started the things from scratch and continue to build on what they have, right? There's a lot of people who aren't building on what they are preaching and have talked about, and are they're just relying on things they've just done in the past. You want to work with people who have that expertise from the past, but are also continuing to utilize that expertise to grow and expand what they currently have. So with all that being said, make sure to just go check out Legion Assisted Living Academy. You can also book a one-on-one mentorship call with myself, and I would definitely love to continue to help a lot of you. I know you guys reach out to me, but at the same time, I do have and continue to grow my businesses and have a lot going on as well. So, I do apologize if I don't get back to everybody right away. But, at the same time, I am trying to do my best to help each and every single one of you as you guys reach out. So with all that being said, thank you again for all the love and support. Make sure to go check out the links in the description of this video, and I will talk to you all in the next one. God bless.